paragliding company are based. It was a bit tricky to find, but in the end, we got there.
I thought I was really lost. I was like, where is this airfield? And then I think that just gave it away. I think the airfield is through that bush. I think it's more of a field than an airfield. But like, can we just take a second to appreciate just how beautiful Shangdao looks from this angle? We're looking at her southern face now. This is the one that faces south. If you were coming from Chiang Mai, this is the thing that greets you, this side of the Mastiff. And oh my God, I actually think it's probably my favorite side of the mountain. And if I was gonna buy land, can you imagine buying land right here and that's your view? Can you imagine? That would be my dream. All I have to do is win the Thai lottery. 10 tickets, 60 million baht. Buy all this land and build my dream home and look at Changdao every single day, not just a few times a year. Okay, so welcome to the airfield. In a field. Beautiful day, look at it. Oh my goodness gracious me, so gorgeous. And so this company is called Sky Extreme Thailand. I think I've seen that they have an office in Chiang Mai, in the old town somewhere. And when I was looking to book it, there was 3 different airfields in different areas of Chiang Mai province. Mae Tang, this one, and somewhere else, can't remember. So basically, if you are in Chiang Mai, you won't have to come all the way out here to do the paragliding. There are loads of beautiful regions of Chiang Mai, loads of other mountainous lakes and gorgeous countryside, temples, all to just fly above and just admire. And this company seems really good. I was really lucky that I could get a spot from just watching them yesterday. Once again, this is not paid. I know I'm a Instagram influencer, YouTuber, travel content creator, right? Whatever that means. Okay, but all I do is I just film my adventures. It's almost like it's like a memoirs. Instead of writing down in a journal every night, I make a video about my trips and you guys come along for the ride, and hopefully through the videos you get a little bit of entertainment and you get a little bit of information. And so if you're coming to Shangdao, if this is as amazing as I think it's going to be, then save it. 4,000 baht, just over 100 and something US dollars for a 30-minute flight in paradise. I mean, can't put a price on that. Sorry, Captain. Sabai mai?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready?
I'm ready. Looks like we're heading off straight away. Have fun. Thank you. Bye-bye.
So this might not have been the Shangdao experience I was expecting, not the one I'd flown all the way up from Bangkok for anyway. I had been dreaming of hiking to the top of Shangdao for years now, and for it to fall through, well, this experience of gliding in the sky alongside the summit, it was a magical substitute. The main lesson that I took away from this particular experience is that when plans fall through, when dreams shatter, the best medicine is to have a rant, have a moan, get a good night's sleep, and then find a way to turn that negative into a positive. After 30 gorgeous minutes flying in the sky, we ended up having a fun go around. I thought we were going to come into land, but the pilot had other plans.
Look at that. Wow. Okay, let's come into land for real this time. Smoothly does it. That, my friends, was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. Well, I don't think we can beat that for the ending of the video. Our
And so that's going to put the Bank of Japan in a situation where they've got to get rid of their US debt. Now, the US debt, I don't know if it's at all-time lows, but it's at like regional psychotic lows in terms of how much of our debt is being held by foreign central banks, okay? For a long time, foreign central banks used US debt like gold. Now they're using gold as gold. And so that is, for the first time, I think it happened in 2025. For the first time in a long time, you've got the primary reserve asset being held by central banks as a way to backstop their currency is not US debt, it's gold. So that shift is happening. We're going to talk when we get into China. Oh, baby. That is where all of this stuff starts to really get dicey for people trying to navigate their way through all of this, because if the US can't count on these foreign investors to soak up the appetite for their debt, then guess what has to step in to buy it? The Fed. Now, guess how the Fed is going to buy debt that nobody else wants? They're going to print money. Now, guess what printing money does? Causes inflation. We're already at 4%. Okay? We've got the on again, off again war, which is clicked back into the on position. And now, if Japan can't keep holding their debt and they're in a selling mode, and other federal or other central banks have decided they're not into the game of buying US debt anymore, and many of them are also selling, now you're in a position where you're going to have to turn back on money printing in a very serious way, and that's going to drive inflation further. Layer on top of that, the yen carry trade is being fueling global liquidity and has been for decades, and couple that with the shakiness in the AI markets, and now you've really got like a looming set of shocks that may converge all at once into a rogue wave of shocks that can be very destabilizing for the global markets. Now, going back to this idea of the boy who cried wolf, I cannot tell you what the timing is going to be on this. Is it going to hold out for another year, 5 years? Does it go 10 years? I mean, at some point, just mathematically, it is going to break. But the fact that it's moving as rapidly as it's moving now, and you've got members of the Bank of Japan just straight saying, listen, you've got to deal with the inflation. We had almost 30 years of effectively zero inflation. And so now, because of COVID, it's really started. Now it's being exacerbated by what's going on in Iran, with the war in Iran. And so this is all putting the yen in this like horrible situation. And so the yen hit 162.84 yen to the dollar. That's the weakest since 1986. Japan has recently, like really recently, spent a record 11.7 trillion yen, that's $72 billion, defending their currency in April and May, but it hasn't successfully stopped the bleeding. So when you've got the Bank of Japan being like, yeah, this isn't working, we're going to have to be prepared to just go and crank these rates up, you've now got investors talking about something that would have been just absolutely unthinkable 2 years ago, and that's 200 yen to the dollar. You've got Monex's Jesper Cole and Blue Edge advisors both saying that 200 yen to the dollar is very possible if the Bank of Japan keeps struggling to get this under control. Now, according to Reuters, Japan's Ministry of Finance has gone silent and doesn't plan to continue telegraphing what their moves are going to be. Now, for anybody paying attention, guess who else has said, we're going to stop telegraphing, at least to the degree that we have been? Kevin Warsh, the new U.S. Fed chair. So you've got two very systemically important banks saying, we don't like the way that you guys are responding to everything that we say. Japan's really got their eyes on people trying to short the yen. So now those two banks are like, we're going to use something that's basically like an ambush strategy. And an ambush strategy is where they intervene, but they don't tell you it's coming. They don't warn you. And they're trying to catch those yen short sellers, in Japan's case, off guard so that they can stop them from exacerbating the risk. So this is we're going into a very unusual time when our own Fed is trying to remove the dot plot. Warsh refused to give his own dot. There's still whatever 17, 18 other dots that we're getting, but he's trying to say fewer words, which he literally did in the last update. He's trying to give fewer indications on where things are going, and Japan obviously has a reason to do the same. So now you can have investors basically guessing, which is going to make them less predictable. Doesn't mean that the markets are going to be more or less stable, but it does mean it'll be harder to read what investors are going to do. And so that makes it harder for the average person to know how to position themselves, which just puts us in a very weird position. Now, like I was saying before, Japan's rate gap against the Fed right now, I think is still about 3 points. So we still have some cushion before the yen carry trade unwinds purely mechanistically. Right now, people are doing it by choice, but there will come a day where it will have to unwind because people will be losing money by holding yen. So this is going to become ultimately a question of whether or not Japan can get the situation under control before that cushion runs out. And man, I don't know that there's any way to see that super clearly. So once again, approach the markets with humility, with a very large degree of paranoia. As I say in business, only the paranoid survive. That is doubly true in investing.
Okay, I got a pitch.
Let's go.
I went down the Twitter rabbit hole. This idea might work. This is how we fix the stock market. This is how we avoid the Roman collapse that everybody wants to happen. This is how we free us from our debt. This is from Eric Balkunas. I published a note today that I've been thinking about for months about how the U.S. stock market has arguably become too big and too imp to fail. We know what those words mean. It's basically America's retirement fund now, and plus even the savior of Social Security, which is expected to run out in less than 10 years. Everybody wants us to shift Social Security to the stock market, make it 401ks instead. Currently, 55% of people own stocks, by far the most in the world. And Trump accounts bringing in 28 million additional Americans into stock market ownership. The vast majority of people, including the top 1% who own half the stock market, middle class, lower income, we now have a financial interest in the health of the stock market, and they're all voters. I say all this to say, the Fed, instead of buying debt, what if it starts buying ETFs? The stock market's already propped up. We already all on fire. We might as well have the Treasury get in on this.
They're already doing that. So this was a big part of 2008 was just going, this company's going to live, that company's going to die. They went in and swooped up a bunch of their debt. So yeah, it's
I'm talking
guaranteed.
About ETFs.
Will they buy ETFs? I don't know. I
Yeah.
won't make a prognostication about that, but I know that they will pick winners and losers. I know that they will manipulate the market. That is a guarantee. Now, the reality is you only have two choices. Choice number one, you get rid of the central bank. I love it. I'm here for it. And if we have a sensible path to doing that, I would legitimately be thrilled. Choice number two.
Can we talk through those choices? Oh, I'll let you list. I want to talk through what that actually means, though.
Okay.
I feel like we talk about it, but let's go to the ramifications of it. But yeah.
Choice number two would be that you have to get every American in the stock market in a very meaningful way. Those are your only two options because you have to get them into assets. Let me say it in a more truthful way. Now, will the government ever back something that isn't just U.S.? Probably not. So they're going to get you in the U.S. stock market.
Of course.
But you have to do that. Anything else is truly sinister. And the wealth transfer from the middle and working class to the wealthy happens because you have a central bank, but the vast majority of people, because that stat that he gave is so misleading, the vast majority of people don't have any meaningful amount of wealth in the stock market. And so you've got to get them a meaningful amount of wealth so that it's like, oh, this is real. Without that, you're just going to continue to bleed them dry and you're going to continue the K-shaped economy and everybody's going to be like losing their minds. Now, show me the incentives and I'll show you the outcome. If every American is bought in literally by using tax dollars and donations to get kids from birth, which is the Trump account. And I'm sure many people hate that it's his name on it, but I don't give a fuck. Like you've got people like the Dell family donating billions of dollars just to American kids. And so now all this, and doing it, by the way, in a way that sort of teaches them financial literacy, but certainly ties them to America. They now own a piece of the American economy in a very real way. That one to me is an unmitigated good because now they care as long as you don't have them investing in specific companies and you treat it like the S&P 500 where it's a qualification. It is a set of sensible things that they must do, have been a company for so long, be profitable, things like what the S&P 500 does. And then you just say, you don't need to care which companies are in this, just that companies in America are thriving such that your net worth is going up. Now, at least, as the central bank steals from everybody, it's also giving back to the poor, to every kid in America that has a Trump account, they all, so like when we say, oh, the poor get poorer and the rich get richer, now it would be, if you don't own assets, you're fucked. But if you do, everybody's boat rises up. Now, it puts them in a position where if when they turn 18, they start taking that money and doing dumb shit with it, now you've got a problem. And so that's one thing that people are worried about is the smart money is going to fucking rob these kids blind. So it's like an 18-year delayed theft from the people that know how to play the game against people that don't know how to play the game. And that one, I take a principled stand. I just become absolutely irate when people are like, this is a nanny state and people should turn to the government for everything. You give them the chance, you make it tied to, there are certain things that they can take it out for and certain things that they can't. And the things that I've seen them put forward are like, you can start a business, I think pay for medical bills. Like there were a few things where it's like you could take the money out as of 18 to pay for those things. But the goal should be to get them to hold, and this is their retirement account. Because there's never been a time where there's been a 20-year period where you weren't positive. So if you give it to kids when they're young and then they hold it to when they're 65, like holy shit. This should be worth an insane amount of money. And again, show me the incentives, I'll show you the outcome. If all Americans are in a position where it's like, yo, I need American companies to do well, you would have looked at the World Trade Organization, been like, fuck you, no way, there's no universe. I'm not letting you outsource all of our jobs and weaken our companies. Like, no, like we're not playing that game. So you're going to do things that are good for American companies. So that is a great place to be, where you're making people very invested in what's going on in America.
But this is the ultimate play for Social Security. We're just going to stop throwing it into the Social Security fund, giving it to the government, and instead putting it in the stock market. And I mean, you know,
that's way better use for it. Way.
The boomers are cashing in on the check, and they don't think so because they're just guaranteed till their death. It's the young people who are going to get screwed because then now we're
wait. So you think young people are screwed by
I think
Trump
young
accounts?
people are screwed because I've been paying Social Security into all this time for something that I'm not going to benefit from. So if my total contributions to Social Security are now going to be rolled into a 401k, oh, I love it the most. But that's not going to happen. It's going to be like, sorry guys, starting now, all Social Security disbursements are going into this 401k. So the 30-something years of working history I have, none of that gets allocated, none of that gets compounded, none of that gets a 7% interest play. So the people that are in the middle of the flip switch, they're going to get screwed. But you know,
so I would say it a slightly different way. What I would say is the Trump accounts don't protect those people who need a solution, but the solution is you're going to run out of money in Social Security.
Yeah.
So now when you look at Social Security, it's like, okay, how do we want to solve this problem? I can't take anybody seriously that doesn't start with, we're going to balance the budget. Then, as a part of balancing the budget, do things like extend the retirement age. Love that. If we need to reduce benefits somewhat so that we make sure that it isn't going to run out of money, I love that. If we want to focus on growth to make sure that we have more raw tax dollars so that we can make sure that people are going to be taken care of, I love that. But if you don't start by balancing the budget, you just keep doing the same thing. You are stealing from everybody, you are making them poorer, and you are only giving back to people who own assets. And so that group of people will just continue to get hammered. So for them, it's like, if you actually want to solve the problem, you want to be voting for things that do the things that I just said. So that stop the bleeding in terms of unbalanced budgets, that reduce the bleed out of the system, given that we're now a column and not a pyramid. That's going to be very important. But that doesn't make the Trump accounts a bad thing. That is such a net positive, and you want to start that now so that it starts paying off in 18 years from now. And then the real payout being when the kids that are born today go to retire. And it's like the first thing where we're planning so far out into the future. I love it. Like that could really, really be a win without taking away from the fact that, yes, you're pointing to another thing that we have to solve, but you're going to solve that almost certainly by different means.
Because I think that there's two things that are true. Something that happened historically is, if something happens, it's a quote from The Alchemist. If something happens, it's never going to happen again, or it's going to happen repeatedly. We're going to keep deficit spending. It happened before. It's going to happen again. It's going to happen in the future. I haven't found a politician yet that has talked about austerity.
Yeah.
So now that we know that this is going to happen, how do we solve it? Central bank, I don't think the central bank is leaving anymore. America likes being the boss and telling other people what to do. So we do that by throwing money in their faces. So we're not going to give up that power either. So central bank's not going away. We're not balancing the budget. Next thing, Trump account. I love it the most. 3 of my family members signed up. I got a new guy. I got a new nephew, and Lynn has 2 more siblings. They're both all Trump accounts. They're going to be rich when they're 18. I just know that the next thing is going to be like, okay, how do we fix Social Security? Well, the Trump accounts are going so well. Why don't we try with? And I think that's going to be the interesting conversation that we're going to have to figure out.
In terms of how we fix Social Security.
Because I think Trump accounts are going to be the plan of like Trump accounts have worked. In 2-3 years, they're going to look back and they're going to say, okay, X amount of people signed up. They had this money when they started. The stock market went. They now have Y amount of money. They grew up 13%. This is great for everybody. This is better than Social Security. Let's get everybody on there.
Yes,
and then
which is all true.
The disbursement is going to be the problem. That's going to be the next issue that we're going to see. Just like the Strait of Hormuz
When you
problem.
say when they take the money out, is that what you mean by disbursement?
How they're going to convert people from Social Security's current system to the Trump account for adult system.
I don't
Today we are staying in the oldest hotel and casino here in Macau, Hotel Lisboa. This here was the prime example of luxury in the 1970s, and today we will experience it together. And look at this place, guys. It's like if Europe and China had a baby. It's so beautiful. Everybody is trying the jerky. Look, they give you samples. Let's try it. Why not? Beef? Okay, beef jerky. Oh man. That got to be the best jerky I've ever tried in my life. Oh, there he goes. Whoa! No way, dude. Bro, there's not a chance I'm doing that. What's up, guys? Welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm saying bye to the Equities Hotel here in Hong Kong, and we're heading to the Las Vegas of Asia. We're heading to Macau, and I want to share the entire journey with you guys. As soon as we get there, we're actually going to be checking in to the oldest casino and hotel still standing in Macau, the Hotel Lisboa. Then tomorrow we will be checking out and heading to the Venetian. So join us as we explore Macau. And right now we are actually about to take a taxi over to the bus terminal. Right now there are 2 different ways to get to Macau, actually 3 different ways. One of them being extremely expensive, but the first 2 ways are the most common. They got a ferry and a bus. You can also get there by helicopter, but the 15-minute journey costs around $500 US per person, so we're not doing that. We are taking the bus. Now, I actually was gonna go to the ferry terminal right now, but it wasn't until the people at the front desk told me, you know what, Chris? It might be better to take the bus. The bus is somewhat new. It's been around only 3 years, and it's very convenient. Oh, our Uber's here. Let's get on out of here. Of course, I'm with Gladys. And to be fair, I kind of like a bus more than a ferry. I don't know, sometimes being on the water can be a little bit too much. So right now we're gonna make our way over. Hello. We're gonna make our way over to the bus terminal, and I'll share with you guys the entire journey. Thank you. Okay. Dolce. After you. So if you guys are coming to Hong Kong and you want to visit Macau, this is definitely the right video for you. So join us as we start this incredible journey to a place that we've never been to before. A new place.
Yes, new city.
It's gonna be fun. Okay, well, we got in the wrong Uber. It says a Tesla. This isn't a Tesla, man. Now we're getting off on the side of the road and we're gonna order a new Uber. Crazy. Well, this is gonna be a journey. Let's hope that the rest of the day isn't like this. Let's try this again, shall we? This is why we make these mistakes, so you don't have to make them. All right, guys, give me 1 second. Let me order a new Uber. We got the deal, bro. What? No way, dude. Wow, bro, that's crazy. Dude, that is huge, bro. We're celebrating. We're celebrating. Insane. Thank you, man. Thanks for that news. That's good news because we just took the wrong Uber. We got into the wrong Uber and he just dropped us off on the side of the road. So I was a little bit bummed out, but now, woo, let's go. All right, bro. I'm so happy. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Yo, I just signed the biggest deal of my life, guys. So grateful. I'm so grateful. I don't want to talk numbers, but I just signed a deal that's going to pay off my house, guys. That is crazy. That means we're about to go hard in Macau. We're about to go crazy tonight. So blessed. I would have never imagined my life being where it is today. Thank you guys so much. I don't even want to get in a taxi no more. I don't. This is crazy. So yeah, that was my buddy Steve. You guys know Steve. He runs all of my partnerships, all of my deals, and we've been working on a deal right now the last few months that was gonna be life-changing, and I just got an email saying that I got the deal. Crazy. Man, in my head, I just want to call my grandma. That was my natural instinct. I was like, oh, I'm gonna call my grandma and tell her. All right, let's get a new Uber. Damn, that was crazy. Oh, I'm shaking. I can't believe it. What is life, bro? Unbelievable. We got a new Uber. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's try this again. Good morning. Guys, don't stop dreaming. Dreams come true. I can't believe I just got that email. Crazy. Time to go to Macau. We're gonna get lucky today. We're in the taxi now, and look, we're driving over this harbor, and the views are stunning. So many islands, cargo ships off into the distance, a lot of buses as well. This city's so impressive. Okay, we are arriving now, and I believe this here is the airport, but they have the bus terminal just down below.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you. You know, for the bus to Macau downstairs? Inside.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day.
Have a nice day, sir.
You too.
Bye-bye. Okay, here we are. Oh, you know what? I think I know what's going on here, guys. We got to go through immigration because we're leaving Hong Kong.
Yes.
That's what it is. You got to go through immigration before boarding the buses. All right, let me stop filming. There's no cameras allowed. I'll catch up with you guys once we figure this out. That was cool, super easy. Immigration officer was nice. I was like, we can come back to Hong Kong, right? He's like, oh yeah, absolutely. Take your time in Macau. Stay as long as you want. Awesome. Now we're gonna go through a small security screening, and then we'll board the bus. Hello. Can I pay Visa? 2 tickets Macau, please? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Tickets in hand. She said we could get on whatever bus we want at whatever time. How awesome is this, guys? Wow, this bus looks nice. Double-decker bus. Looks like a London bus, but it's not red. Okay, and the journey has just started. That was easy, so smooth. Literally took a half hour from the time we got into the first wrong taxi to make it onto the bus. Easy. We made it. Yo, that was so quick, guys. What was that? 45 minutes? I don't even know. Like, the views were so beautiful, it just went by so quick. Wow, look at this, guys. You have English, I guess Chinese, and Portuguese, because, well, Macau was colonized by the Portuguese. Super cool. Wow, that was easy, guys. I didn't show you too much inside there because there was a lot of security, basically kind of like going through an airport. But now there are signs that say tourists, oh no, it says private motorcycle, casino, shuttle, public bus, hotel, coach. I guess we'll go this way. Let's go see where our hotel picks you up at. Okay, yeah, we are just over on this side. That's our bus right there, the burgundy one. Hello. Is this for Lisboa Hotel?
Grand Lisboa Palace.
Okay.
You can transfer the bus to Grand Lisboa from Grand Lisboa Palace.
Okay, thank you. I guess we could transfer with this bus. All right, so let's get all of our bags on. What an easy system. I had no idea they had shuttle buses, man. So cool. Okay guys, so the shuttle brought us to the Grand Lisboa, which is, wow, beautiful. I almost wish I was staying here, but this here is on the new side of Macau, next to the MGN and Venetian, which I must say also look very beautiful. I'm excited to stay there tomorrow, but now we got to take another shuttle. It's a free shuttle from the north entrance here to the Hotel Lisboa. I'm not sure if there's a direct shuttle from where the bus dropped us off to Hotel Lisboa, but I think a lot of people are doing it the same way we are. Wow, this place is gorgeous. Man, you should probably stay here, to be honest. Shuttle bus down in the basement. Man, this hotel's awesome, guys, and you do get that Vegas feel, especially because it's so hot outside that when you walk into the air conditioning, it just hits you. If you've been to Vegas in the summertime, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, there's a small line, well, a bigger line for the shuttle, but pretty easy system they got going on. Let's see how we can actually get there. Hello. I need to go to Hotel Lisboa.
Hotel Lisboa.
Grand Lisboa.
Same, yes.
Oh, same. Oh, thank you. Okay, I guess Grand Lisboa and Hotel Lisboa is the same, but different. Here is our bus. Okay, let's make our way inside. Wow, guys, look at the view outside the window. That looks like Portugal. We came from an extremely modern side back to the old side of Macau, and we're heading in that direction, but wow, that looks like somewhere in Europe. Look at the church up on the hill. I wonder if you can rent like a scooter and cruise around. That'd be nice. It looks almost like the, yeah, Portugal coastline is what I wanted to say. So cool. Just made it, and our hotel is right across the street, so we just gotta take the jet bridge over. Oh no, we can just cross here. But look, Casino Lisboa, that's where we're gonna be staying tonight, guys. This here is the oldest hotel and casino still running in Macau. I can't believe we're staying in there tonight. How cool. We have just made it into the lobby where we're gonna be checking in, and wow, compared to the previous hotel I showed you that we walked through, this one is old. You go back in time, but I like it. It's so cool. I feel like I'm in a Rush Hour 2 movie. Let's get checked in. Hello, can I check in here?
Let me check. Can I put your passport?
Yes. This is the oldest hotel in Macau.
Yes.
That is still open, right?
Yeah, sure. The first 5-star hotel in Macau.
Awesome. So our room is not ready. We're gonna go have some food, but we got maps, and our accommodation actually came with 2 tickets to the Macau Tower. So we're gonna go and check that out later on today too. Now that we left our bags, we're gonna enter the Grand Lisboa. This here is probably the most iconic hotel in Macau because of its structure. A lot of people confuse the Hotel Lisboa with the Grand Lisboa, but this one here looks a lot more modern. Let's walk on in there. Yo, I'm so excited. When you get to a new place for the very first time, there's just something so exciting about it. You know what I mean? Hopefully we can find some good food in here. And by good food, I mean junk food. I want some junk food. Later on today, we'll go to a really nice restaurant, but I want some junk food.